Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be showing you how we get our rifles all set up for long range. Me and Jake have really been passionate about this lately, and this is our new hobby. So we're going to show you guys some things we've already done, and we're going to show you the steps on how we're getting these range day ready. First off, we've already leveled our scopes. We've torqued them down. Two really nice tools that I've found for these. This is a level that mounts to the front of your gun. So this will mount up here on the barrel. And if you guys want to see a video of this, maybe we'll make a short or something. But anyways, you'll put this level right here on your pick rail, and then make sure the gun's level. Then you'll level the barrel one to that, and then throw your scope on. And then here's the torque wrench. I think this is a very vital tool. They're expensive. They're not fun to buy, but if you're going to be changing things around a lot, definitely get yourself one of these. But yeah, you want to torque down everything. So we got our rifles already set up. Now we got to talk about bullets. So if you follow me over here, we're kind of in a process right now. Jake just tumbled all his rounds. I've already loaded all mine. So as you'll see, mine are labeled with blue backs. And I did this because I tested a bunch of different grains, like powder grains. So the blue is what I have in my notes is the best. They were shooting the best groups out of the different powder grains. Now we are using the same bullets. We're shooting the 6.5 143 grain ELDX from Hornady. These are more of a hunting round, but I do a little bit of both, so that's why I went with this round. If you guys have other suggestions, maybe you've done this longer, please drop that down below if there's a cheaper, better option. But so yeah, we're just going to kind of go into the processes of getting these guns all tuned up, from zeroing to finding the best grain, the best bullet, and yeah, we're just going to take you through that journey. Tomorrow we're going to go shoot, we're going to chronograph, and we're going to finish everything up. So this is a two-part video. You guys will see it all in one. All right, so now we got all the cases cleaned up, all of the primer spots all clean, everything. Those are ready for primers. But what we're going to be doing after primers is we're going to take, so the best tool is to get a book. It has everything you need in here. So we're going to find our bullet. We're shooting the same grain bullets for this, but we're going to find our powder. So if you take a look right here, we're going to look at our powder and we're going to see our grains. So we know 44.7 grains is the max that powder can do. We're going to go from the highest, 1 down, and then 2 down from the highest. And we're going to label these. Got some Sharpies here. We're going to mark the backs of them, and we're going to see which one shoots the best group. So that's what we're doing next.
So I color coordinated with Sharpie on the back end of the bullets what 3 different loads we're doing, and then I wrote it down. We took a picture of it so we don't forget. Red is going to be the hot load, blue is going to be 43.1, and green is going to be 43.9. And we'll see which one groups the best at the range, and then that's the one we'll load the rest of the bullets with. So we finished 2 of the bullets and we test fit it, and the first one was not feeding correctly. So we're going to try to eliminate all the variables and clean the entire gun, make sure that that's not the issue. The second one we did feed, but it felt a little bit tight. So we're going to try to figure that out right now. So moral of the story is check before you go and load all 100 or whatever. Just check your first one, make sure it feeds in the gun properly. That brings us to the sponsor of our channel, Aegis Gun Care, keeping our guns running very nice and not getting high while doing it. These smell great. They do not fill up your room with that awful cleaning smell, and their cleaner is the best I've ever used. It makes your stuff bone dry. There is no oil left after you use that cleaner, and it has a spray tip, which I personally have not seen before in other cleaning products, which makes it super easy to disperse it. So go check them out. They're an Idaho company, support local. Anyways, back to the video. All right, so we got some extra box ammo that we're gonna have to reload. So I'm just gonna use this to get on paper. I am not zeroing right now. We're just seeing what loads work. And then once we have the load that groups the tightest with this rifle, we are gonna go in and set the zero stop, because with these Vortex, you have to set the zero stop before you zero. And that's a little bit of a process, so we're gonna do that after we see which bullets group the tightest. So we'll see how close we are. We are almost perfect, so I think that is good for groups, for the sake of the groups. So we will start the high powered. All right, so I may not have hit the X, but we're going for groups here. Precision, not accuracy, so it doesn't matter if we hit it. We just need to aim at the same spot every time. Doesn't matter if it hits that spot. You just want to see how close they are grouping through the same hole. That's all the high powered. Now we are going to switch to the blues. I forget which one those are. I think that is medium. All right, so since we're shooting suppressed especially, we are going to let it cool for a few minutes between groups. Because we're trying to get really precision measurements here, and because like 1/10 of an inch actually matters for this, we really want to make sure we limit factors, and the barrel heating up could be a factor. So we're going to let it cool, and then we're going to shoot the blues, which are the low power ones, or the lowest power, and then see how it goes. All right, so now I'm shooting the lowest power loads, and we're going to be going for the head this time. So the high powered group tighter than those, but one big factor here is that I'm new to this. So a lot of these outliers could be me, which is not ideal, but we should still be able to get somewhat of an idea. I haven't felt like I've pulled any yet, but obviously could still be me. So that's something that we will further explore in the future as I get better. We will see if these loads are still grouping the way they are now. All right, so now we are shooting the mid-powered, the green, or what we marked them as green. I wasn't very happy with how the low power grouped. The high power shot a little better, but I'm not super happy with either of them. So I'm hoping that this is the sweet spot. But I think a lot of it could just be my inexperience. So stacked. He likes those mid-power ones. We'll see though. I hope these next two go well. It's getting a little worried there with that first or that second group. Stacked. I like the look of that. We got one more to make it true. Please keep stacking. Stacked all 5. All right, let's go check out those groups. As you can see, this is the first group. I was okay with that. That's about maybe an inch. I don't have a ruler, but maybe a little over an inch. Also, that was a cold bore, so that could have been an outlier, which means this is pretty tight. That second one I did not like very much. You can see that is over an inch. The Seekins should not be shooting over an inch. And then the third one, I was aiming for the 7. That is all touching, even the perf between these two, even though it's not technically, but it's still there. So, I mean, I'd say that's about half an inch between center. My fingernail for reference. Obviously, people can get tighter groups than that, but the Seekins still at the end of the day is a production gun. It's not custom. It's not accurate. Like, you just buy it and you set it up yourself. So you're not gonna get the same accuracy that you would out of like a custom $8,000 PRS gun. But for our purposes, that's amazing. Also keep in mind, we're using Hornady ELD-X. There's probably more accurate bullets out there. We could probably be using more precise measuring for like gunpowder and all that stuff. So, but to see that out of something we just loaded today, super stoked. So we're gonna go back and load those mid-power ones for me. We're gonna go chronograph and everything on Saturday and get a perfect zero. It's pretty close. Now let's get to Tanner and he'll show the zeroing process once you find a bullet your gun likes.
I've already found what rounds work best for my rifle, so I'm just going to get a true zero with this gun. One trick that we've learned is if you take your bolt out, look down the barrel, put it on target, and then you can adjust your scope and get pretty dang close to on paper. That way you're not just chasing your tail around. So we've got what we think is pretty good on paper. We got some wind, so we might have to come do like a little bit better of a 0 another day. But we're gonna see what we can do at 100 yards. So I think one of the most important things when zeroing, especially a long range gun, is having some bags. These are just the Caldwell bags. They're not sponsoring us. These are our personal bags. And I use them differently. Seems like every time I go out, but like this one, so this setup, I got my bipod, it's resting here. And then I'm going to just use this one and squeeze it onto the grip right here. And I am just dead steady with this. So I'm pushing this against my chest and against the gun, which is just holding this thing rock steady. So definitely think bags are a must when shooting long range, and definitely for the initial 0. Also real quick, today's other sponsor is Metal Gear Silent. The suppressor you're gonna see in this video, and probably a lot more videos, is from them. This is the Esoteric 30 cal can. And yeah, it's a great can. So we're doing some R&D testing on it, and yeah, let's get to shooting. I'm happy with it. It's hitting high on the circle, but. All right, guys, so first shot right down here. This was with the bore sight trick that we learned. I was aiming center, hit down here, adjusted, started getting these right here, and then I shot once over here, and I actually hit pretty high. So I adjusted down, and then this is my 5-shot group down here, which is
We don't have a ruler. We don't have a ruler, but that's about, from center to center on the two farthest, that's about, I'd say, a little bit less than an inch. So, yeah. And then if you exclude the outlier, this one, if you exclude that one, then it's looking at more like half inch. So very impressive for a somewhat budget-friendly precision gun.
Sure. So. It's a little windy too. I mean, I don't know. There's so many variables that go into this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm happy with that for now. And I got a lot more rounds that we can shoot, so we'll just see.
So now on to chronographing and getting dope for the ammunition this Saturday.
Yep.
So after we saw which bullets grouped best, I went back and loaded 80 of the good ones. We are out here now. We're going to shoot for fun. But first I got a 0 because Tanner did. I did not do that yet. So I'm going to 0 out of 100. And then we have a chronograph here from our buddy Chris. He also has a build. That video will be coming soon. But yeah, so I'm going to chrono, get my dope after I 0, and then we're going to shoot out to, I think, 800 today. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah! That was awesome, dude. That's my first.
All right, so we got Jake's average velocity with the Garmin 0. Really great tool. Told us the average, and then we threw that in the shooter app. And the shooter app, we could go so in depth on this, but it's a great tool to have. There's a lot of them out there, so find the one that you like. I use the shooter one. You get certain measurements like sight over bore, all those things. You throw it all in here, and it'll give you your dope. So yeah, we are 0'd. We got the right bullets found for Jake's gun and my gun. We got everything in the shooter app, all of our data, and now we're just going to shoot some long range. Impact.
Yeah, dude.
Impact.
Hit. This is Tanner, 700 yards, Ruger Precision. Low.
How low? That looked real low.
Yep. It was halfway down the base. You're like American Sniper right now.
You know why? Because I'm on 4, not 5.
I was gonna say, come up 1 mil flat. I was literally about to. Right up. Elevation's good.
Yeah, right.
Impact. You know what we should do? It's gonna be the coolest thing ever.
What?
Doubles on 3.
You're going to do it?
You and I shoot at the same time.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. Yep.
3, 2, 1.
We both suck.
You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Dude.
Impact. Impact.
Hit a double.
Impact.
Damn.
It's hard to beat the one at 500.
I found a new feature on my rifle. This always pissed me off that it didn't lock. Found it on accident.
Impact.
Nice.
What was that? 7, 6 something?
675.
This thing is really pissing me the freak
For
off.
video's sake, this is the farthest shot I've ever shot in my life, and I just hit it, but Jordan wasn't filming, so we're gonna see if I can do it again.
Hit.
Oh. Oh.
Man, he has really